7 attractive bad boy traits every high-value man must possess. It's no secret that bad boy traits are always in high demand. Women want bad boys and their babies. Men secretly want to be just like them. But I'm not talking about those self-destructive bad boys who are in and out of jail all the time, even though they are sought after as well. I'm talking about the good bad boys who have the right qualities, attitudes, and mindsets. The ones who offer so many positive values to themselves and those close to them, while also having no problems creating and dealing with conflicts, also for the sake of themselves and their loved ones. These bad boys don't shy away from opposition or hardships and, instead, find opportunities within difficulties to elevate themselves and improve their conditions. These kinds of men are extremely rare to find, especially today in our homogeneous societies where everyone acts and speaks the same way to avoid attention and controversy. In an age where masculinity is shrinking and often shamed, adopting the right bad boy traits can easily help you stand out and become a high-value man worthy of women's attention and men's admiration. But that's only if you don't give a damn what others think. So let's go through the bad boy qualities every man should have to become a better and stronger version of himself. 1. Bad boys are unapologetically authentic. One of the very obvious bad boy traits that will stand out to you in a typical bad boy is his authenticity. Bad boys tend to be extremely genuine without trying. They say and do what they want regardless of what others think, and this is a polarizing mindset that engages men and women enough to draw them into their interesting lives. People who are blessed with that trait know what they are and what they are not. They remain centered and grounded in what they believe they are and should be, regardless of the norms of their societies. And that's exactly why they draw people to them. It's a refreshing quality that shows a lot of strength and status within itself because we all know and understand what it takes to become genuine, different, and uncensored. To just be without consideration of opinions, comments, and judgment. That's also why authentic people are more memorable, mysterious, and exciting. When a woman finds an authentic man, she'll normally get intrigued by his uniqueness and the uncommon way he presents himself. This intrigue could easily become the starting point of sexual attraction in an interaction. It's that authenticity is what gives women reasons to stay and enjoy your approaches/dates. It's your bona fide character that convinces them to give you their number and join you on your way home. Obviously, authenticity on its own is not the only trait you must possess for attraction, but it's a very decisive quality. It will either help pull a girl to you quickly or push her away immediately. And that's what you want when you're dealing with a woman, genuine desire. How to become more authentic. You might be convinced that authenticity is one of those good bad boy traits to have, but not sure how to ingrain it into your personality. You might see yourself as an average man who doesn't quite stand out in a very noticeable sense. If this is your case, then how do you change your own personality to become more authentic, when authenticity is not about to change and more about self-acceptance, to begin with? Wouldn't you be faking it if you're altering who you are? This is a very common question a lot of people ask themselves as they admire authenticity in others, but not sure how to replicate the trait in their own nature. What those same people somehow don't realize is that authenticity is not about copying a mindset from someone else or even adding to your character. It's about taking away all the unnecessary thought processes, behaviors, and traits that don't fall in line with your intuition and what you truly believe in. When you pay close attention to the most authentic people around you, you'll notice that they don't think too much about how they talk and react. Their actions and behaviors tend to be seamless. They don't hope they offend others with whatever they say, and they don't feel the need to compare themselves with others and how they dress and act. They just listen to their intuition and act accordingly. Now, this doesn't mean you should only follow what your instincts tell you every single time, because that will lead to a lot of emotional reactions and reckless behavior, but it's important to pay attention to your gut feeling and what it offers to you while using your common sense and logical thinking brain at the same time. Stop doing something that you know isn't right for you only, and just because everyone thinks that's the way to go. Stop preventing yourself from taking certain opportunities and risks because your parents/friends think it won't help, when you deep down know it's all you've wanted. When you make tuning in to your instincts a habit and communicate more with your emotional mind, you'll gradually become more authentic. You'll slowly become you. 2. Bad boys are unrealistically confident. Out of all the bad boy traits, if you ask women for the number one quality they look for, most likely it's going to be confidence. Just look at all the bad boys women tend to flock to. You'll notice that these men are usually extremely confident, sometimes even arrogant and borderline delusional. And even though they come off as narcissists, girls will somehow still believe in them and what they say. Girls for them anyway. It's just that attractive as a trait. If you just look at any successful individual who's great at what they do, you'll notice their supreme confidence in their abilities. There's so much self-assurance that you almost think they know something you don't. Confidence comes in a lot of forms. In speech, body language, eye contact, and even the internal dialogue that takes place in your own mind where nobody's watching. And to become a confident man, you must have conviction in everything you say and do. You must have total faith in your values, beliefs, boundaries, and standards to the point where you prioritize them over those of others. Because without confidence, you'll pass through life without creating and capitalizing on opportunities that could serve you and help you grow as a man in your career and relationships. With no conviction in your values and standards, you'll be walked all over by other men and avoided by other women. On top of that, you'll always feel sorry for yourself for squandering the potential to be a more capable man. How to be more confident? Like any muscle that needs training, confidence is a quality that you cannot have and master it by practicing it in everything you do and say, until it becomes part of you. If you're someone who is struggling with developing self-confidence, it will be hard to get out of the comfortable low self-esteem that has been ingrained in you for a long time. You'll want to boost your self-esteem by being more purposeful with the way you act around others, but the problem is sometimes it won't make a lot of sense. Sometimes you'll feel like you're not being authentic and real with yourself, and sometimes you'll feel confused and lost with how you're supposed to act. The best way to deal with this is being aware of your unconfident and lackluster state, and then always pushing your boundaries gradually to broaden your comfort zone past that unpleasant state. It all starts with your inner dialogue, what you tell yourself about yourself. Also, most likely, you already know what you're already afraid of. You might already know that you're not good at public speaking, and this would be your starting point. Or you could have an idea that approaching women is something your intuition has always wanted, but you've continually talked yourself out of it with excuses that don't really serve you. This is also a great starting point to deal with for a more confident version of yourself. Remember that you're going to suck at whatever it is you push through for a couple of times, but as long as you know that it takes a couple of more trials, time, and as long as you understand that it's normal to suck at a new skill, even when it doesn't make a lot of sense at times, you'll always reap the rewards and become thankful for trying. How exactly confidence plays a huge role in attraction. Women are wired to get attracted to confident men. To deliver financially, you need a healthy degree of confidence to compete in any capitalist market. To provide security, you need to become confident enough to able to protect your own family when the time comes. And that's extremely important for a woman to have. To have a healthy sexual bond with a woman, you obviously need confidence in your own physical and mental abilities to be able to keep your girl happy in both short and long-term relationships. Women don't usually rationally and intentionally look for confidence. They will instinctively feel it. Once they do, they will start feeling something towards you. Because if you have enough confidence, you'll flirt, escalate, check, and have fun with the women you're dealing with. When they feel your positive vibe and how sure you are of yourself, they'll naturally just want more of that. They'll get invested enough to enter your frame and follow your lead, knowing that being with you would be enjoyable and worthwhile. 3. Bad boys are shamelessly selfish. Bad boys are extremely selfish, and they can be very ruthless about it. They understand that the only ones who will put their needs first are themselves. Nobody else will truly have their best interests in mind. But when you put yourself first and stay consistent in doing so, you'll naturally get a lot of hate for it. People you know and don't know will tell you that you're uncaring for the well-being of others, which might be true depending on how self-centered you are. However, sometimes the anger and hate you get when you're not doing what you're told is because of you not submitting to other people's agenda and serving their best interests. The thing is, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you must do what's best for you and those you care about regardless of what others think. Other than that, selfishness that brings you results will still get respected by your peers and women, even if they don't understand it. And when it comes to dating, respect is necessary for any sort of attraction to take place. Without respect, attraction is pretty much impossible. Nice guys who can't say no, on the other hand, are extremely selfless and generous with their time, energy, and resources. Do they get respected? No. Do they get recognized at work for being yes men? No. Do they get high-value women? Hell no. In fact, they get dumped for the selfish bad boys. And when they're not being dumped, nice guys are usually just being used as emotional tampons for women to call whenever they get frustrated about not getting these, surprise, bad boys to chase after them. So don't be a typical nice guy who has no healthy degree of selfishness. Otherwise, people will take advantage of you for what you have, and you'll get discarded for someone else when a better option comes up. Remember, it's only when you hold yourself in high regard that others will want to do the same for you. 4. Bad boys are womanizers. Bad boys versus nice guys, dating strategies. Of all the typical bad boy traits men would like to have, this is the one that's always going to be sought after, and it should be no surprise. To clarify why bad boys are so effective when it comes to game and dating, it's important to lay out the dating strategies bad boys utilize and that of nice guys, the two polar opposites. Now, you might think that nice guys don't have a strategy, that they're just being their nice and kind selves to selflessly please women. But that couldn't be further from the truth. If nice guys were that selfless, they wouldn't be annoyed and pissed about seeing their dream girls flock to the selfish bad boys. If a white knight was that generous, he should feel nothing as he watches all these selfish bad boys easily hijack the long investments he has made over months and years in just a couple of minutes. That's never the case though, right? The truth is nice guys who finish last and white knights will always put the women they like on pedestals and senselessly give them everything they have to offer to win these women over. And when things don't go their way, they'll end up sulking, frustrated, and maybe even a little resentful towards women. These men treat relationships as credit systems. They think women are extremely binary beings who just simply need an abundance of attention and love to be convinced of being in a committed relationship. And that's because nice guys have a flawed understanding of desire and how it works, and we can't blame them entirely for not quite understanding the intergender dynamics. They have watched a lot of Disney movies and have been conditioned from a young age to chase and please women to win over female desire. They have been taught since they were kids that the woman is the prize, and you have to convince her to commit to you through sheer effort and persistence. But genuine desire doesn't work that way. Attraction cannot be arranged in a logical sense. Otherwise, we would all be having harems of models around and everyone would be happy, not reading dating articles online. What you need to understand is that those nice guys who always end up last tend to have zero bad traits and nothing else to offer but their wonderful intentions and attention. Obviously, women are emotional beings who need to be swept off their feet with a little more than that to commit for good. What womanizers and bad boys already know is that women don't want to be with men who are emotionally reliant and outcome dependent on what women feel or think about them. Bad boys know women want to pursue just like them. The act of pursuing itself is what makes you invest in someone. Women want to pursue men who other women want to have and other men want to be. They want men who have so much competency and value to stand out from the crowd. And by value, I don't necessarily mean money. That's just the cherry on top. To be that kind of high-value man, you definitely have to care less about what others think and value. You have to put yourself and values up front and understand that the right people will follow. You have to be willing to lose a girl you like to make sure you win her over. You need to be willing to hold back from investing to give her the chance to put effort and keep you as well. You have to be a prize. Are nice guys really that nice? This might seem surprising to many, but nice guys who use kindness to win women over aren't really nice as they'd like you to believe. They are actually cowards. In fact, you can even say the actual nice guys are the bad boys. Here's why. Nice guys try to act on their best behavior and slot in their kindness in interactions with women and hope women magically fall in love. Bad boys just don't give a damn. They stay true to themselves and their values. If a bad boy is talking to likes who he is, great. If not, he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea. A nice guy typically thinks he just has to give a woman attention without showing his true intentions via fake friendship. No boundaries. No vetting. No rules to stick to. He'll just continue this one-sided process of showering a lady love thinking she will just get baited by his dedication and make the first move. But, of course, he ends up waiting forever. Or get invited to her wedding. Using fake kindness as a way to attract women as tactic is off-putting for these women. Girls will see right through this BS. Not only that, But they also might even take advantage of these naive men and aim for their attention and resources. Bad boys, on the other hand, will flat out show their desire and man-to-woman intentions right off the bat. No beating around the bush and no artificial friendships. He'll approach and flirt even if he's afraid to, and girls gravitate towards that kind of bravery and openness. Even when a bad boy wins a woman over, he'll still have no problems losing her if she disrespects him and crosses his boundaries. He won't chase her, especially if she doesn't give him the attention he thinks he deserves, and girls are attracted to emotionally independent men like that too. That's the main difference between bad boys and nice guys, and that's why bad boys always finish first. 5. Bad boys are openly passionate. MMA, business, fitness, guns, fashion, women, tattoos, cars, surfing, drinks, cigars, music. These are all some of the topics bad boys tend to become passionate about, and they will definitely and openly let you know about it. Their sharing of passion is also how they separate themselves from regular normies. People are drawn to passion, even if they don't really care about whatever it is you're passionate about. Because talking about something that is part of your identity is personal, human, raw, and real. It inspires people to admire your openness and reciprocate by sharing what they care about as well. And when passions become mutually shared among people, they become reasons for people to bond even more. However, if you lack passion, you lack depth in your identity and bonds. If you're all about just going to a day job you don't really care about, and then come back to hang out with similar friends or watch Netflix at home all day every day, you don't give your chance to grow and become a person with unique and memorable experiences. People without such experiences end up being bland and not really interesting to connect to. Passion and purpose outside relationships. Also, having a passion and something to work on that's personal to you gives you a mental edge. It gives you a purpose to work on and goals to chase, something that is incredibly attractive to those around you, even if they don't understand that hobby or obsession. This drive reflects on other people and areas of your life, relationships included. Because when it comes to relationships, it's those who focus on something personal are the ones who are the happiest and appreciated by their partners. If you're in a relationship and lack a purpose that only belongs to you, you'll have no choice but to either just get depressed and become completely inactive, or just slowly make other people become that purpose. People like your partner. And while that may sound like a good thing initially, having your partner become your sole focus always leads to a disastrous end to your relationship. When your passion becomes a person, you slowly grow clingy, needy, and desperate to keep that person. You become an obsessive man who is too afraid to lose his woman, something women have disdain and no respect for. So look for your own purpose if you already don't have one by exploring your hobbies and what clicks with you on an emotional and mental level. You'll then have more to look forward to in life, which is something that's going to rub off on others and inspire them. 6. Bad boys are aggressively competitive. You'll never find a bad boy who just keeps to himself and doesn't bother with any sort of healthy competition. You'll always find one either having an amateur bout in a boxing ring, rapping battle in front of a live audience, or competing with his business against others and showing everyone the kind of results he's getting. You'll also notice him teasing his male friends he appreciates and girls he's interested in to sharpen his wit and entertain his circle. Being competitive is one of those bad boy traits that direct men's masculine energy through any kind of competition for developing their game, skills, and goals, lifestyle. Because consistently being in a competitive state keeps you sharp and toughens your skin and keeps you ready and capable of dealing with the daily hurdles in life. And when you do successfully pass life's tests, you give yourself more reasons to believe in your own self and abilities, which in return upgrades your self-confidence, status, and wisdom even further. Staying ready for competition is a mindset you always need to keep in check by consistently evaluating your level and that of your competition in gyms, offices, or stages of some sort. Without that mindset, you'll become idle in a comfortable zone, a very easily burstable bubble that hinders you from growing more successful and attractive as a man. You'll slowly become fearful and worried about the possibility of any uncomfortable situations or opposition that comes your way. 7. Bad boys are entitled. Bad boys think that they are entitled to respect and appreciation, and that's exactly why they get them. They have set boundaries for how they should be treated, They never put themselves in compromising situations where they let others disregard them. This entitlement is one of those bad boy traits that is intuitively felt in interactions with other men and women. When men know that you're entitled to respect, they'll think twice before crossing you. But if they feel that you're too self-deprecating or don't think highly of yourself, they'll have no reason to appreciate what you have to offer. And when women notice that you're entitled to their respect, they'll think twice before testing, flaking, and disrespecting you. Some women will even get attracted to your self-appreciation that they will think of you as a challenge to pursue. They'll appreciate that you don't give your attention easily, assuming it's valuable, of course. Women just love men who don't put up with their BS. That's because a man's mental point of origin gives a woman the impression that he's of higher value compared to so many others. Having said that, if you don't have a healthy degree of entitlement, nobody will give you the attention or appreciation you think you deserve. Never wait for people to treat you the way you wish to be treated. Always be in control of your reactions to make sure their actions fall in line with your expectations. Set boundaries and expect people to follow. Integrate the bad boy traits mindfully and consistently. Some of these bad boy traits tend to be negative and destructive on their own if applied from a place of insecurity, so it's important to be mindful of why you're seeking these qualities and how it's going to help you and those who matter to you. Changing who you are for the better isn't easy, but if you do believe in these positive changes and stay consistent with your development, you'll naturally grow into the person you're trying to be.